Hello, welcome to Level Up Pups Gaming. So, I'm gonna try and help some people out with what's his name, Morgott. See if anybody's out there. If we can get some people through their Morgotts, we can get a couple of rune arcs and some runes and stuff. So, I messed up because, as I said, this is my first walkthrough and first time making content. All this stuff. It's a big learning process. Realizing I should have made shorter episodes, all this kind of stuff. I already recorded this episode, and I did the stuff that we were going to do in it, and I read the item descriptions, solved the painting puzzles, and forgot to do the Ashes of War and test the Ashes of War that we had picked up. So I got to redo it, and there is no way that I'm going to sit down and reread all that stuff for an hour. And realizing that it took me an hour to read that stuff, I realized what a big mistake these episodes are. I wanted to showcase everything in the game as much as possible so that anybody watching it, whether they have the game or not, will be able to experience it in its entirety. And so with that being said, I had started off just reading item descriptions as we got items in the episodes and realized how long that takes. And so I decided to make these side episodes where I can do this stuff. But then also realizing, how long that takes and how little views those episodes get and stuff like that nobody really cares about this stuff. If they want to learn about the lore, they'll go watch somebody like Vadi on YouTube, So instead what I'm going to do to save time is I'm just going to go over the items. I'm going to scroll my cursor over the items that we have not read yet. And if you are interested, and this is why you're watching the video, you can pause it and read the item descriptions yourself. And I'll skip reading it just to save time. And I should have done that to start with. But hindsight is 2020, so let's go ahead. Explosive clump. And I'm just going to go through. I already wrote down all the items that we need to read through. And instead of reading through them, I'm just going to hover over them for a second. You can pause the video, read the item description if you want to see the lore in it and stuff like that. So this will be much faster. And then we'll get back to testing the Ashes of War and showing you all the stuff that I originally thought that I'd finished, in the previous episode. So I got your beautiful prattling pate. So all the stuff that I'm hovering my cursor over is stuff that we've picked up in between the last item description episode and us taking out Rykard. Which, by the way, next episode we're going to crack these and turn them in to grab some stuff. I'm going to take Rykard's sword, and I think I'm going to take one of the Ashes of War from Estelle. And then we got the Omen King. The Omen King has a really good sword for Dex Arcane builds. So that's everything on this, and we got all these ashes to go through. And along with the lore, the ashes, they also describe, kind of what their movesets are and what they do. So this Warhawk ashes, this is actually one of the items that you get for solving one of the painting puzzles. So I'll show you guys how to solve all those puzzles, show you where they're at and stuff like that. That's just unfortunately I already got all the items from doing it earlier and then messing up the episode and having to redo it. These perfumers have a really sad story. I really recommend that you stop and read these. And then really interesting, this Godfrey, the Godric copy that we fought in the Everjail in Atlas Plateau, he was imprisoned here by this knight. It's kind of interesting. So like I said, I recommend you pause real quick and read the lore of these ashes because it's really interesting stuff. Alright, I've got a few crafting items that we've picked up since the last item description episode. everything in there. So we got some new tiers. So this is the half of the tier that gives you half of your max HP back, so you mix them together and it just gives you an extra healing flask. So basically you have 15 healing flasks instead of 14. This one gives you increases your max HP. This one gradually restores HP. This is like this, only for FP. Then we got our stamina ones, and then the ones that boost our levels by 10 for our different attributes. This one gives you damage negation for all types of damage, whether it's magical, physical, it doesn't matter. It just like it's an all-around damage negation boost. This one helps you with status ailments, so like rot, poison, frost, stuff like that. And not only that, but when you take it, it heals all status ailments that you have at the time. So it's a good little boost in case you're having trouble scurrying for flame, cleanse me, or anything like that. This one boosts your poise. These ones, you know, boost the magic attacks, holy, lightning, fire, magic. This one, more likely to break an enemy stance. This one powers up your charge attacks. I think it's about like 10 or 15%. This one is, you drink this, and for a short amount of time, if you die, you won't lose your runes. So it's best for like, if you're coming up to a ledge or you're doing some platforming you don't trust, and you're pretty sure you're going to eat it and die, you can go ahead and drink this if you have it in your flask, and it'll keep you from losing those runes. This increases your equip load for a little bit. This helps your dodging, but it also increases your damage taken. This is the bubble that keeps you from taking a hit. And as you notice, inside the bubble, you actually have the other tier, this one right here. The Opaline Hard tier seems to be inside that bubble, which is kind of interesting. This one eliminates all of your FP consumption. Oh my gosh, we're being summoned. So you put this on, and for about 10-15 seconds, you can cast any spell you want, and it'll take absolutely no FP consumption. So we'll see who we got to help. Alright, I didn't know if we were going to get summoned or not. This is awesome. Hey, Earl. What's up, man? Let's see if we can help Earl out.
Hey!
Alright. Oh, shoot. Oh, I can't use this. I have to raise my intelligence. There we go. Good lord. Let's do it, buddy. See if we can help out this guy. Well, let's do ice rack first. It's not hitting. Well done, good sir. Well done. That was an absolute beatdown of your Godric. Well done, well done, well done. Congratulations, and thank you for summoning us. That was so much fun. Alright, you guys, we got to help out a fellow Tarnished. That's what it's all about, you guys. So let's go ahead and pick up with the items, and good lord, it's a good thing I could use that sword. I didn't realize that it, yeah, I didn't realize that my intelligence wasn't enough to use it yet. Use it take 38 intelligence. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, I guess I was at like 41. That's crazy. Okay. Alright, we got to help out a Tarnished. I'm glad. I didn't think we were gonna... Usually don't get summoned there, so it's awesome. Make another one of these. Alright, we got a rune arc, and we got a good chunk of runes for that, so... Okay, let's see, where were we? We're at the tiers. Okay, so yeah. Eliminates all of FP consumption for about 10-15 seconds. That one does. This one is for Lord of Mog when we fight him again, because we fought him down the sewers, but we're going to fight him again. He does an attack that this one will protect us from that attack. Without it, it's one of the hardest fights in the game because of that attack that he does. It'll just drain your health and heal him completely. This one blows up. There's another half to this tier, as well as this one that we're going to find, so we only have half of these once, but when you put both of them in the physic and then drink it as enemies are coming near, it just creates a huge explosion. It does drain your health, but it does more damage to the enemies than it does you, so. Alright, I got a couple more items down here you can read. A couple of these keys. This half of the, or no, this medallion. This is the one that we just got in the last episode. Then these special items. If I'm skipping over an item, it's because we've already read through it in a different previous episode, so just trying to only hit the items that we need to do. Mount Gilmere. Where's that at? Right here. Lindell. Atlas Plateau. Out top of the Giants. Lake of Rot. Deeper Depths. And that's it. Next, we got our sorceries. There aren't too many. And unfortunately, some of these sorceries I'm not going to be able to showcase this playthrough. If I had done like a straight mage build, you know, like straight intelligence, started with the astrologer, then I'd be taking my intelligence into the areas that I can use stuff like Ronnie's Moon and Comet Azure, but fortunately this playthrough, my attack attributes won't reach that level, so because these are supposed to be like end of the game most powerful spells that you can possibly cast, so fortunately I won't reach there, but we got plenty of powerful stuff to get us through the rest of the game. Some incantations. Yeah, 14 minutes compared to an entire hour of reading through this stuff is way, way, way better. We should have just done this in the first place. Well, live and learn, guys. Live and learn. And I recommend you do this while you're playing the game. From time to time, you're just reading stuff or you're going through, thinking about your build. Go ahead and go to a boss store and just plop your sign down while you're going through stuff and thinking about stuff, testing out weapons, and just help out some fellow Tarnished. Get you a rune arc, get you some extra runes, have some fun. That's what it's all about. My cat just jumped up onto the back. Hi, kitty. Oh, goodness. She jumped up on the back of my computer chair. She's angry at me. She doesn't understand why I'm not giving her attention. So, this is another, Fire's Deadly Sin is another prize for one of the paintings that we're going to solve. So, yeah, I apologize. You guys don't have that right now, but you will in a second. Once I show you how to solve these painting puzzles. What do you want? I already fed you. I'm not buying it. This whole I'm starving routine. So, like I said, just you want to read these, so we'll go through all these Ashes of War here in a second. Want to read these, just go ahead and pause it. Give it a read, and then unpause when you're ready to move on. And if we're lucky, we'll get another summon, maybe 2. Help out some people with their Morgott. Because he's tough, man. He's a tough fight. He is a little bit of a glass cannon. He can drain his health. I mean, I was surprised at how quickly we drained his health there. So I guess he is a bit of a glass cannon. He hits super hard, but it doesn't take much to take him down. Wanted to help people with the Rye card fight, but most people, they're just going to use their Mimic for that fight. They don't need help because they got the Serpent Hunter Spear. I don't even know if the Serpent Hunter Spear works in co-op or not. Never tried it. I think if I were to go on the right card fight and the Serpent Hunter Spear doesn't work for me, then I'd have to just use the magic. Because you can't run up and melee him because of the lava. This is such a good curved sword. Only curved sword with blood loss, I think, and yeah, it's vicious. Its damage output is awesome. The only reason that I don't like it compared to the katanas is because of its reach. It's really, really... The curved swords just have super short reach, at least most of them do. I already read Bloodhound's Fang. Poor Yura. But we thank you, Yura, for your Nagakiba. It's the best katana in the game, in my opinion. Yeah, I picked up a few weapons. And these 2 gargoyle axes just say the same thing as the twin blades. When we get over to the armor, we only have to go through the helmets and some of the chest pieces because I noticed that the chest pieces all have the exact same dialogue and the same lore as the hands and the feet, the greaves and stuff, so we don't got to go through every single armor piece. We just got to go through some helmets and some chest pieces. So we'll be done in about 3 or 4 minutes here. Then we'll solve the puzzles, test out some Ashes of War, and then we'll move on to the next episode and start clearing out the mountaintop of the giants. I'm super stoked that we got to help a fellow Tarnished with his Morgott. I think we're going to get summoned. A lot of these colossal weapons hit really hard. If you're on the strength side of things and you're going up into the bigger weapons, you like the big, slow, heavy weapons. These things pack a punch, man. Everything I'm going over right here. And the spear is pretty vicious. If you're on the intelligence, dexterity side of things, give that spear a shot. And this right here, down at the bottom, or no, oh no, it's on her helmet. Yeah, her helmet is where it tells us that it's a female Crucible Knight, the only female Crucible Knight, which is pretty cool. these last 3. Alright. So this heart bow is another item that we're going to get from solving the puzzles, the painting puzzles, so my apologies for having it. Oh yeah, the great bow we got in the Atlas Plateau, so go to that one real quick. We got some seals. And you may not have this seal right here because you only get it if you do the 3-finger ending. So if you met the 3 fingers, you'll have that, but if not, there it is. There it is for you to read. Also, these item descriptions are pretty useful. They give you some information that you wouldn't normally get without reading them. So, for example, this increases arcane. So you might notice it if you put it on, see the stats change, but aside from that, like, increases mind to the detriment of stamina. It'll really tell you what these pieces of armors do and all the secrets inside of them. So it's really helpful to read all these descriptions at least once. See, greatly increases arcane to the detriment of physical attack power, so really useful information inside of these little item descriptions here. And see, like this in the lore of mass fashion after the head of a black wolf, relic of an assassin who assumed the guise of Ronnie the Witch's loyal shadow. So even though this is Blythe's mask, it's not. Somebody made it to mimic Blythe so they go in and kill Ronnie. So you just get all this interesting lore, all these interesting tidbits reading this stuff. That's the reason I want to show it. It's really important. You know, normally in games this stuff is just presented to you or told to you and stuff like that, but in here you got to go fishing for it and you got to kind of put it together. So it's a big reason why I'm doing this, and I know it seems like totally pointless and tedious and stuff like that, but yeah, I just feel like it's important to know, important to see all this stuff. And we're almost done, I promise. And right here, the great tree ornamentation is the Knight Siluria's mark, displayed also by her men. That's so cool. The Crucible Knight. And this is cool, I like this. Tragoth is a famed knight of assistance. Countless Tarnished, facing adversity in the lands between, have survived thanks only to the Great Horned One's aid. I like that, that's so cool. I love these robes. These robes are so cool, the ones that we're coming up to. I like the deathbed dress. This apparently heals nearby allies, which is really interesting. Didn't know that. But I love all these robes right here. This is my favorite robe in the entire game right here. Official's attire. Love this robe. It's so cool. These say the same thing as the helms. These say the same thing as the helms too. We just got some talismans to read and talk about. This one increases the amount of HP restored in your Crimson Tears flask, so totally pointless at this point because we already maxed out on our Cerulean Tears, or whatever they're called. Secret Tears. This one boosts your equip load. Let you read through these. I'll say the same thing. And then the two pustules that help you with Death Blight. And here's our Dagger Talisman, which is really weird. Go ahead and read that. That's kind of disturbing. It's like a doctor just comes up and is like, alright man, I'm gonna put you out of your misery. It's like, alright, that's dark. This is cool, I like this. The moon of Noxtella was the guide of countless stars. It's like Noxtella is an underground city, and I can't believe it had a moon. That's crazy. Crazy to think about. And I like to think about these. There are gardens known only to the perfumers. I like that. It's like secret gardens with secret foliage and stuff. That's so cool. This game blows my mind. Just real quick before we finish up here, I'm going to rewrite the sign a couple times just to see if we can... Anybody else needs help? Okay. Talisman, so Miquella's Note. It's the one that we found in the... subterranean underground where the three fingers were when we were platforming down. This is hidden under one of the tents. And then a happy ending to Zariah's ending. I'll go ahead and read this. Farewell letter written in an inexpert hand. I wish to set out on a journey so that one day I can carry on Mother's work, be the proud daughter of Tanith the Volcano Matter. Farewell. You've always been so kind, so uncompromising, my champion. So if you give her the tonic of forgetfulness, she'll remain at the manor in human form, but she'll not know who she is or who you are or what she's even doing there. So it's kind of a happy ending. Then you can kill her, put her out of her misery. She'll thank you, call you her champion as she dies. It's a bittersweet ending. Or just leave her completely alone, and we'll get this letter where she's like, hey, thanks for not hurting me, and I'm going to go out and try and live my life. So that's pretty cool. And we got Roger's letter too. Alright, now I'm going to go show you guys how to solve all these paintings. Now, we do have one more painting, actually, that is in Castle Sol. It's like right around here. And unfortunately, I wanted to finish Castle Sol last episode so that we could do all the paintings this time, but the answer to Castle Sol's painting is just right here. So as we progress through the mountaintops, we'll solve it in the next episode, so we don't got to worry about that one. So that is all the items that we have to read, so fortunately we didn't get summoned again. So best of luck to anybody that needs help with Morgott. I'm going to go ahead and take our sign down. And thank you to the one person that did summon us. That was awesome. Very, very awesome. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So let's go ahead and start with the first painting that most of us get, which is solved here by these ruins in Limgrave. So this one is called Homing Instinct. So you see the grave and then the tree under the arch right there. So let me take you right to where that is. Oops. I think I forgot to call them beautiful after the fight because I was too busy doing gestures. And so obviously, because I got 90,000 runes, I'm going to level up in between this and the next episode, so I'm so sorry. I know I'm sorry. I'm a monster. Alright, so there it is. You can see the signs right here and saying this is where it is, so you see the grave and then the arch right there with with the tree. So this is going to give you the Scarab mask, the yellow one, that increases incantations, I think, but increases damage taken, so that's the first one. Let's go on to the next one. Whoa. So the next one is in the Atlas Plateau, Flightless Bird. So you can see right there, oh good lord. You can see right there, that is the gate to the inside of Lindell, right next to where we fought Morgott for the second time. And this is the tower where we got the great bow, right next to where all those ballistas lay into us. So we need to find an edge that overlooks that. So go up here. So you can always try down over here in these areas, but just from where it's at, that tower right there, it's pretty close to the windmill heights. So let's go to the Grace where we beat the Godskin Apostle. And this is where I believe we get the fire incantation. Caught my cats knocking stuff over. So right here. You see the picture of the tower, and then there's the entryway right there, so dude should show up right here, see? First off, give up. Church of Justice it. Not sure what that means. Kitty cat, what are you doing? Man, she's going ballistic. Perfect timing, cat. Okay, next painting. Alright, this one took me a long time to solve. So, you'll notice it's in a grave, and it's facing the academy. There's 2 graveyards inside of Lake Salernia. One of them is right off the bat. You're going to see it immediately as you come in, and you're probably going to think that's where it is. And you'll go into this area where the graveyard is, and you'll search around for hours like I did, not realizing that there is another graveyard in Liurnia, and it's behind the manor. And I did not know that, so this one took me a long time to solve. I was very frustrated with this puzzle when I first solved it. Once I realized there was a graveyard back here, I was like, oh my gosh, it's back here, isn't it? I'm so dumb. And so most of you probably already picked this up anyways, because as you're coming through here, it's not too hidden. It's right in the path of all the stuff, so right here. It should pop up, and then just to show you the picture, see there's the academy and the 2 points from the bridge, and then these are the 2 gravestones that is in the picture, so it's just right there. Of course, you got to clear out all the enemies or else they're going to come attacking you and stuff. And for that one, you get the juvenile scholar robe and cap, I believe. I believe it's an armor set of some kind. Alright, so next one. Alright, so this one, you can see Castle Stormvale up top there. And then the waterfall, that's the waterfall with the spirit spring next to it that takes you right up to the first step. So we need to find a place that we can see that waterfall from. And your first instinct might to, since the waterfall is right here, and it takes you up to the first step right there, you might think to come down on the side of the beach, down over here. But no matter where you go along this side, you won't be able to see it from that angle. So you got to come across over to the Church of Pilgrimage on the Weeping Peninsula to see it. So this one, oh gosh, I'm trying to remember what it gives you. Should be right here. So there's the waterfall, Castle Stormvale, right along this edge somewhere. The painter will pop up, and I can't remember what it drops. Oh gosh. I'm so sorry, I can't remember. I'll have to look it up and let you guys know. You'll know right when you grab it. I just can't remember. if it's a weapon or an incantation. Ugh, can't remember for the life of me. It's okay. Alright, next one. Alright, this one's in the Atlas Plateau. So that's Mount Gelmir right in front of us in the background, and then right directly down to the bottom left is the Atlas Plateau hero grave that we cleared out with the Black Knife Assassin that was in front of it. So we need to get to a high vantage point that overlooks that area. So this is what's in the picture right here, this hero's grave. So let's go ahead to the rampart. We'll head up onto the fields where we fought the dragon. And of course, I'm just farming for foliage and stuff over here. In case you're wondering why I'm not shooting straight for it. It's like if you're going through areas like this, you might as well pick up stuff on your way. It doesn't hurt. It's always good to have extra supplies for everything in this game. So just take a few seconds, go out of your way, pick up this foliage. And then someday you'll be in a cave, or you'll be fighting some PvPers, or struggling with the boss, and you'll realize, like, oh man, I got all this stuff I can use. It'll help, I promise. Or somebody will ask you for something. Hey, you got any of these? Actually, yeah, I do. I've got a gajillion. Can you give them? Alright, you guys, so the answer to the puzzle is right here. There's Mount Gelmir and the hero's grave. So it'll show you, is this guy really going to come all the way towards me? I was going to say, yeah, the goats with the horns, they'll attack you. Alright, I think I got one more. And the last one's a little bit tricky. Yep, so this here is in Caelid. And you can see that's Radahn's Field, that's Redmane Castle in the background, and these are the ruins on Radahn's Field, so let's go see if we can find that. Since we're looking south at Redmane Castle, we'd start north. Now, this one we have the potential to die, and we have the potential to lose a rune arc trying to get what's down there, so I am literally doing this for nothing because I've already picked up the rune arc and I picked up the the painting puzzle, the reward for the painting puzzle down there already, so I'm really putting the rune arc that I just earned from that co-op session with Morgott on the line here, but I want to show you guys how to get down here safely and stuff like that. So you can platform down, that's one option, or, and we don't know, I don't really know if the game creators intended for this to happen, but it's there, and it hasn't been patched at all, so maybe they did. But if you don't feel comfortable doing it, I'll show you where to start from. You start from right here. So you can see those are the arches in the picture, but we're too high up to see them. So the painter's not here. If you want to, you can platform down onto this branch, down onto that little broken pillar right there, and then down onto that other branch right there. Or we can hop on Torrent and do this. It's just very nerve-wracking, not gonna lie, but it works. It's just nerve-wracking to do, that's all. Wait till the very edge, then jump, and then jump again. And see if we can... Oh, nope, okay. Well, landing on this is okay. Let's see if I can get down onto that. There we go. So if you land on this, sometimes you can go in between the branches and all the way down to the bottom, and you're just home free. If that doesn't happen, we're going to go ahead and just jump over to this branch, and then right on down. Oh gosh. Oh, bummer. I knew that was going to be too long. See that giant golem right there? So you're supposed to ride down that branch. That was a mistake, jumping off right there. Wasted my rune arc. But that's alright. Let's try it again. I knew as soon as I was in there, I was like, yep, this is too long, I'm gonna die. That's a bummer. Oh gosh, just lost 90,000 runes. Totally forgot about that. That's not good, guys. You guys are about to watch me lose 90,000 runes. This is gonna be so embarrassing. That's alright. Stuff happens. Not hurting to level up anyways. Hopefully this time I'll go all the way down, but if I land on that stupid branch again, I might actually die. Let's try this again. Oh, whoa. That was weird. So remember, you gotta double jump into this little corner right here. And then you can just, yep, land right there. Alright, let's grab the runes first and foremost. So we're going to need Torrent to jump to this branch, but then after you get to the branch, I recommend just jumping right off a Torrent, like that. And then we can just walk on down safely. There we go. Alright, so once we get down here, there's nothing over here, but if you crouch right over, right about here, that's where the painter will show up, and he'll drop a really awesome Ash of War. So right here, that's the painting. Then there's a rune arc connected to this giant. Now you see how his axe is glowing blue? He will smash it into the ground and spin in a circle and create a circle of magic around him that'll start shooting beams at you that'll one-shot you. Just straight one-shot you. This guy has, I think, like 100,000 HP points. So doesn't matter what level you're at. I've tried to come down here and fight him at like level 200. He just smashes you. He's the hardest enemy in the entire game. It's put here as a joke. You cannot kill him. I watched one video of a guy actually killing him, and he had to speed the video up. It was like a 30-minute fight, and he sped it up just because nobody wants to watch a 30-minute fight. So he's got a rune arc that he's protecting. So I'm just going to show you how to grab that rune arc and then safely get away from him. So he's going to have it right here. It's literally in between his armpit. Grab it and then run. Run, run, run. Do not stop running until we get all the way over here. Jump behind this and duck. He's going to come, but eventually he's going to lose interest, hopefully. If we stay out of his sight long enough, we should be able to lose interest long enough that we can open up our map. You have to stay out of his sight. Because if he sees you, he's going to go postal. Oh, he saw me. So this is the magic he's going to shoot out. Oh, okay. That was close. Just panic teleported out of there. So that's it. You just got to hide behind those little pillars until you can open up the map again and then just teleport right out of there, because you are not beating that guy. I promise. It doesn't matter what you do. There is nothing that can be done. No getting good. That guy is a joke enemy that is put there to destroy every person that encounters it. So don't even try, you guys. Don't even try. Let's go test out some Ashes of War. Wrap this episode up. Alright, so what do we got here? Alright. Okay. Show the crash. Nope. Those. Okay. Oh, Rune Arc. I was like, why are my items like that? Freaking me out. Okay. So, first, this is the skill. Now, it imbues it with this magical stuff, and then once you hit the strong attack, you can shoot out these beams that do some insane frost buildup and just crazy magic damage. Look at 954. So that's the Dark Moon Greatsword. Really awesome. And if you charge it, it just sends it even further and does more damage. So, really, really awesome Ash of War. This next one is really silly, but really awesome too. Works better if you have on tons of armor and stuff like that. Yeah, so if you put on some, you know, poise buffs and stuff like that, you can just roll through stuff, and it's really funny and really awesome. Alright, what do we got next? Thunderbolt. So just pump it, shoots out. Pretty good distance too. You can just pump as many times as you need. Pump, 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 until they're done. So that's Thunderbolt. Here's Vacuum Slice. Oh, so it's a straight line, but it will go through enemies that are built up together, so yeah, mess around with it. Here's Eruption. Blows up like that, so down, and then there's a second part, and then it leaves a bunch of fire all around you. So, very good Ash of War for fire builds. This is Blood Blade. I'm going to shoot out some blood like that, and it builds up blood loss, but it also hurts you a little bit, but the blood loss buildup is insane. Watch. Yeah, he was blocking all those shots, and it still does some absurd damage, so very, very powerful Ash of War. Alright, switch to some other stuff. Oh, this guy sees me. Let's go sit down at the Grace and spawn everybody back up so we got more people to fight. It's like guy doesn't want to give up. Alright. We stopped at the Ant Spear Rapier. So these next ones are just kind of like buffs for holy damage. Oops. Except for this one. This one's awesome. guess we can show that. Show that too. Okay, so some of these I can't show because I don't have the attributes necessary for them. But we'll go ahead and do this one. Okay. So now it's endued with holy damage. So it's just kind of a holy buff for your weapon. And then next one. Oh, that one's buff too. This is weird. Wow. I guess it puts holy on all your weapons. That's very interesting. Very, very interesting. That is some crazy stuff. I've never seen that. Oh, yeah. So here's the ground slam. Pretty powerful stuff. Really slow to get off, but if you hit them with it, it'll do some damage. Oh yeah, so this, if you watch when you hit, but then if you hold F, it extends. See how it opened up? Oh, you don't even have to hold it. You just press F and it'll extend. I keep saying press F. That's my strong attack. My apologies. So if you press strong attack, it'll extend its distance as opposed to just its normal attack. So that's pretty cool. Alright, let's see what else. Lightning, nice lightning sword. So this just puts your... And it, so that little strike down, it'll hit an opponent if you're locked onto somebody. So let me show you. Oh, maybe it has to be in front of you. No, I guess it does. Apologies. I thought it shot out, but guess not. Still pretty cool though. This is Prayful Slam. Let me show you this one. Or no, wrong one. I'll try this. Get sat on. Aren't you guys just a bit embarrassed? It's absurd. It's so much fun though, you guys. Alright, this is the last one. This is a very weird Ash of War. Yes, the finger grows and flicks them back. It's very, very disturbing. But very powerful at the same time, so highly recommend. That should be it, you guys. Oh, no. Apologies. One more. I guess we can do some of these colossal weapons. I'll do that one. And we can do the spear too. Be a heavy load, that's okay. Alright, so the wheel, you gotta just hold it and charge it. You can aim it and walk in any direction you want. It slowly drains your FP, but does blood loss and all kinds of stuff. Wow, didn't think it'd be that easy to break out of it, but I guess so. Very vicious. So those little holy beams that shoot out, forgot it has a follow-up attack, I think. Yep, there it is. So you press strong attack and it'll do a follow-up attack after. You just hold, or no. Yeah, you just gotta press it. So jam it into the ground and then start pressing strong attack and you'll follow up with that. So pretty cool. And then this one, see how the ground broke up, so if you're locked onto an enemy, it'll shoot out from a distance. I'll try and show you. Oh, where'd these guys go? Oh, everybody got called to me, I forgot. My bad. Just gonna respawn everybody real quick. Can reach him. Gotta be a little close, but you can pump it. Just like that. Does extremely good stagger build up on big bosses and stuff. Pretty cool. Alright, let me get rid of this. I'm not at a heavy load. Nope. Alright, now check this spear out. Yeah, it does absurd damage. We could actually use this on some dragons and stuff. Oh. He's still alive, good lord. Yeah, very, very awesome. And then that's basically what this bow does with the Ash of War that we just picked up by the big giant. Where's my bow? There it is. Oh, I gotta equip some arrows. This is how I beat the Dragon Lord the first time. Come on, buddy. It's basically the same thing the spear does, only you can use different bows, and yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's really, really good against, you know, big enemies that just sit there and don't move very much. So big, heavy bosses and big dragons and stuff like that, slow-moving enemies. It's really, really good. Alright, you guys, that is gonna do it. We are all done. And last episode, or last time I recorded this, it took almost 2 hours, so much, much better to finish this up in just an hour. So let me get some weapons back on real quick. Trusty hammers. Alright, so we did all the Ashes of War, we did the painting puzzles. I'm going to level up in between episodes and go do some farming for supplies and stuff, so I'll hit everything probably once or twice, and then I will meet you guys back over at the main gate of Castle Sol. Alright, from here we'll clear out Castle Sol, start clearing out the rest of the mountaintop of the giants. Then from there we will fight the boss of the mountaintop of the giants, which will lead us into the next legacy dungeon. We'll go all the way up to the last boss of that legacy dungeon. Then we'll dive down over here and clear out the rest of northern Caelid, so that Caelid is complete. And then after Caelid and the mountaintop of the giants and the next legacy dungeon are complete, we will head over to the Grand Lift of Rold and into the next landmass, the Consecrated Snowfield. That will lead us into an underground section for Mohg, and then we will, after defeating Mohg, come over and clear out the Halig Tree with Melania. And then once we fight Melania, we'll finish the legacy dungeon over here that we left, and then that will take us to the end game. So we are wrapping things up, you guys. So until the next time, be kind to yourselves, Be kind to each other. I love you guys. I'll see you very soon in the next episode. Later.